a second.
Okay.
Okay, let me check. Let me check the you on the main screen. Sorry for a second. Great.
Okay.
Okay, everything is working. On your hands. Let's go. Thank you.
Hola, bienvenidos todos. Good evening. Namaste. Welcome. I'm Vladimir. I'm going to teach today for San Cugat Yoga Life Center. Thank you for joining me. Please have a block or have a couple of blankets to sit on. We're going to start with the chanting of the sound Om all together. Bring your hands either in the Jandov.
Vladimir, excuse me that I'm interrupting you, but could be great if you can avoid the comments on Insta because the comments are collapsing the screen.
Yes.
And will be better without the comments on the screen. Thank you.
Okay, done.
Great.
Yeah? Okay. All right, let's continue where we left off. Join your palms either at the center of the chest into Anjali Mudra or your palms at the top of your knees. Your eyes to close. Take a deeper inhale. All right, let's. Bow your head towards your heart. Lower the hands. Slowly let your head lift and open your eyes. Okay, let us start with our hands interlocked. Intercruce manos, dedos de manos. And then turn the palms away from you, stretch the arms up and over your head. Parvatasana. It's almost like you're reaching up, like your chest wants to yawn, extend. On inhalation, reach up higher. On exhalation, draw your sides of your navel towards your spine. And then continue the lifting of the arms and the torso and turn slowly to your right. Lengthen as you inhale. Turn more as you exhale. Come back to center. And to the other side. Lift, inhale, turn, exhale. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, turn. Back to center. Release your arms. Let's come onto our hands and knees, everybody. Chakravakasana or cat cow. So we're going to start with our shoulders right above our palms, knees under your hips and slightly back. On inhale, allow your back to soften and drop and look up. On the exhale, push the floor away and look down, round your back. Inhale, continue on your own. Exhale, round. Inhale, look forward and up. Exhale, push away the floor and round. Couple more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Neutral. And then let's from here lift our knees, turning the toes under. Come into downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, the better of.
Let's elevate our heels. And with the heels lifted, let's slowly shift forward into a plank. Keep pushing the floor away, create a straight line. Trunk, pelvis, legs. Look down in front of your mat slightly. Good, and then we're coming back again into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Start by lifting your pelvis. And then shift your thighs back. And then bring your heels toward the floor. Lengthen away from the palms, away from the front of your mat. And again, inhale, come to plank. And now we're going to twist the plank. So don't turn your shoulders or the arms, don't change that, and just turn your legs. So stack your left outer foot on the floor, and your right foot goes on the top. So your legs are turning, but your trunk is not. So turn the right shoulder blade in, don't let it come up. Turn your chest still facing the floor. Tailbone moving in, coccyx in, breathe. Notice how the weight tends to shift more into your left palm, right? So push more into the right hand, the side that you're twisting towards. Good, coming back to plank. And Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then to the other side, back to plank. And then turn your right leg in, and then place your left foot on top of the right foot. Again, notice how the body tends to follow. So try not to turn the body. Your body has to counter rotate. So I have to make an effort, conscious effort to keep facing the floor with my chest, with my sternum. Good. And then coming back to center, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Uttanasana, step the legs to the middle of your mat. Look forward. Come into Ardha or half Uttanasana. And then walk the hands back alongside your feet. And release your head towards the floor. Bend your elbows out to the sides. Let your head hang loosely. Keep lifting this back of part of the leg. The posterior part of the leg's thighs should ascend towards the buttocks. Lift the fronts of the thighs also up. And then again, look forward. Step the legs back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then let's bring the right leg up. And lift it up high. Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then from here, we're going to bring the leg, the right knee towards our chest and move into plank. Hold close to your chest, close as high as you can, push the floor away. Inhale back up. Ekapada, same leg. Point your toes, how high can you lift your leg? Good, one more time. Inhale to plank, and then this time bring your right knee to touch the back of your right elbow. Hold the foot high. Back up, Ekapada. So we're warming up our hips, our shoulders. This practice will increase your blood flow. And again, knee to the elbow. Now we keep pushing the floor away. Inhale, abdomen up. Exhale, slowly lower your knee towards your wrist. Bring it back up towards your elbow. And back up, Ekapada. Good, bring your leg back. Change legs. Left leg rises, inhale. Exhale, knee to the chest, plank. Hold. Push the floor away. Inhale, return back to Ekapada. Point your leg, rotate the leg in. Exhale, knee towards the elbow, left elbow. Last one, inhale. Exhale, knee to the elbow, tap. Inhale, abdomen up. Exhale, slide the knee down, just barely touching the knee to the leg, to the arm. Bring it back up. Leg returns back up. And Adho Mukha Svanasana. And now walk the hands towards your leg. Crossing your arms, hold the opposite elbow. Let yourself rest a little bit, recuperate. Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to your front thighs, and rise up all the way to standing. Tadasana. All right, let's step our legs apart. Legs go wide, arms extend. Turn the right leg to the right. Bend your right knee, let's come into warrior. Keep pressing the outer left foot. Lift the chest. As you bend your right knee, keep the perpendicular trunk. Turn your head, look out that right arm. Sit the femur lower, pelvis descending, tailbone in, right shoulder blade in. Good, come back up. On to the other side. Right leg returns, left leg rotates out, exhale. Virabhadrasana, Guerrero dos. Left shoulder blade in, coccyx down, sternum up, navel up and back. Coming back up, parallel your feet. Once again, turn to the right side. Bring your arms behind you. Interlock your fingers. So with our hands interlocked, keep your hands, your thumbs alongside your sacrum. Bend the knee again. So keep the hands right behind you so they tell you if you're in the center or not. If you're not in the center, that means you're leaning, falling to one side. So keep the arms where they are. Shoulders roll back. Triceps in. Good. Maintain the lift of the chest. Keep the legs potent. And allow the arms to float up. Release the arms back into warrior. And then left arm reaches back and down. The right arm reaches up. Reverse the warrior. Inhale. Look at that hand. Lean back a little bit more. Exhale. Forearm to the knee. Lift the chest. The other arm rises and turns overhead. Parshvakonasana. You may choose to stay here, or if you can go lower and deeper, lower your right arm, fingertips to the floor, or block outside of your foot. And then turn your chest to look towards your left elbow. So your outer hips, especially the right leg, should cut in towards the center of the body. Right? Outer hip in, not out, like this. In. Good. Coming back up. Warrior. And stand up. Relax your arms for a second. Turn your feet to parallel. Turning to the other side. So first start with the arms. Arms behind you. Interlock your fingers the opposite way this time. Turn your legs to your left. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior. Again, your arms here serve you as sort of compass to tell you if you're getting off center, off course. Maintain uprightness. And then slowly keep the chest lifted. External rotation, both the arms, the shoulders, and your hips, your legs. Exhale, let the arms float up. Turn your head, look out the left arm. Inhale, exhale, Parshvakonasana. First place the forearm on top of the knee. The other arm extends up and over. Finish the pose. Turn your head up, chest up. Either stay here or glide your head down the front of the shin. Put it behind your ankle. Look up. Hug your outer hips in. So the front of the pelvis should remain open and broad as your outer hips compact and hug in. Create a straight diagonal line, as you can see, from my back foot to my arm.
This is a straight diagonal line. Inhaling, return back to warrior. Exhale, come back up. Parallel the legs. Bring your feet together for a moment. Tadasana. Recover for a few moments. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Jump or step the legs apart. Trikonasana, triangle to your right. Extending the arms. Press firmly the outer left foot as you reach out to your right. Your fingers can either stop at the floor or front of your ankle. Keep lengthening. The front of the right leg should lift the front of the thigh, just like you did in Uttanasana. The back outer thigh firm. Keep the outer hip compact. Inner thigh should move towards the outer thigh. In Iyengar's words, bring the container, the walls of the container of your body, inward towards the contents. Look up. Look towards that thumb. Good, coming back up. Inhaling, feet parallel to the other side. Turn your legs around, exhale. Uttita Trikonasana. Lengthen the torso trunk. Put your hand either on the block or floor. Keep reaching up through the top arm. Open the collarbones. Turn your head to look up. See that the front of the right leg, now the back leg, isn't falling forward. So lift it up and press the front of the femur, top of the femur back. And of course, as you do that, the front leg thigh has to lift and the outer left hip has to come forward. To come up, inhale, pull from the top arm, parallel your feet. Jump or step the legs back together, Tadasana. Out of the Chandrasana. I'm going to use a block for this next one. Step your feet far to the left corner of your mat. Turn your right foot out about 1 meter away from the left. Come into a shorter, smaller distance triangle. Bend the front leg. The top arm can continue staying here, or you can bring it to the back of your hip. All right, so you can choose. Take a step closer and come up. Shift your hand onto the block. Come into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Notice if you tend to lean back like this towards the back leg. So don't let this groin harden and fall back. So extend, in that case, we'll extend more towards the top of the head. And at the same time, the top leg, pierna superior, extends. And the top arm, brazo superior también, estirada. Keep the inner left leg rising as you bend your right leg. And take a long step back. Trikonasana. Inhale and come up. Take your block, move it to the other side of your mat. Step the legs again about 1 meter apart or a little bit more if you're taller. Exhale. Bend the knee. Find where the block is. Keep the pelvis in front open. Take a step closer. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Notice if your chest tends to quarter turn towards the floor. It tends to happen. Open away from the floor. So like Tadasana, find the Tadasana. This lower arm has to press into the block. The top arm reaches up. Inner part of the top leg has to lift towards the outer leg. Outer leg firm, compact. So extend bidirectionally towards the top of the head and towards the bottom of your right foot. So there's a horizontal extension as well as vertical lift. Coming back up, bend the knee. Keep reaching through the top leg. Keep reaching it as you bring it back. Triangle, Trikonasana. And come up and out. Tadasana. Uttanasana. Let's separate our legs a little bit apart. Raise our arms, hold the elbows. Inhale, cross the arms. Exhale, fold.
Take a few recovery breaths here. Hands to the hips. Inhale, rise up. Tadasana. Just getting my clock.
All right. Now we're going to move on. We'll take one more standing pose. Virabhadrasana. Step the legs apart once again. On this one, I'd like you to try using the block today. So take one block, hold it between your two hands at the broad, wide section of the block. And let's bring our arms apart, overhead. Firm the triceps, turn them in toward the nose. Turn your left leg in first, and then bend the right knee, turn the right leg out. Lift your back heel, take a little more turn, square the hips, and then bring the back heel down. Now the back leg can rotate out. With your arms still ascending, reaching, bend the front leg and come into warrior. Keep reaching up as you come into warrior. Back leg firm, press deeply into the back leg heel. Then let your head fall back, relax your neck. Squeeze the palms into the block and lift the block even higher. Lift the block even higher, like it's an offering to the heaven. Perpendicular arms. Inhale, rise up. Keep the block above you. Turn to the left. Guerrero, warrior. Once again, side two. Inhale. Exhale, bend the front leg. So the knee comes over the ankle. Front leg is perpendicular, the shin. Back leg very straight. Turn, right ribs forward. Inhale, look up. Head back. Squeeze the block. And come up. Bring your block down for a moment. Bring your feet closer together. Take the legs about a meter 20 centimeters apart. And we're going to bend our legs. It's that horseman pose. So you're not turning the feet out here. The feet are a little bit rotated out, just a little bit, like 10 to 15 degrees at the most. You're looking to keep your knees facing straight ahead, not out, forward. Descend your femurs a little bit more. You can put your hands here on your thighs and pushing your thighs down, lift your trunk up, sit a little bit lower, but keep the trunk upright. See that you don't lean forward like this, keep upright. Good, and then let's bring the arms up. And then bring the arms forward. Chest lifted. Notice how this pose warms our body, raises the temperature. You can feel it probably already up in your legs, your front thighs engaging, muscularizing. Sit down a little deeper, like you're going to sit into a chair. Good. Inhale, arms come up, and your legs come up. Straighten yourself. And bring the legs together. Tadasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's turn to the top of the mat.
Let's come to plank. And from here, Chaturanga Dandasana with the legs either straight or knees can come down and bend. See that the front of the shoulders don't go lower than your elbows. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees and let's take a break. Child's pose. Adho Mukha Virasana. Come down. Recuperate. Come back up. Have a seat. And as you sit down, cross your legs. Svastikasana. So right in the middle of your tibia, across your two legs, and then bring your front foot heel more back and the back leg foot more forward. So your legs are really more in one plane, leveled. One knee will be above the other. It's normal, natural here. I'm going to go for a twist here. So I'm likely to go to your right first. I am mirroring you. So let's bring our right arm up and then outside of our leg. Lift the chest. So I'm tilting. Allow your right buttock to come up a little bit. And then turn, twist to the right. Left rib will expand much more than the right. The left rib is the one that's closer to the wall behind you. And then can you keep that rotation, that twisting, as you slowly allow this buttock, the right buttock now, again to come down. Any amount. It may not touch the floor completely. So if you keep hooking the elbow to the knee, your right sit bone may or may not touch the ground. Don't force it, just allow it to drop. And then you'll feel this left side also. Sorry, it is your right side also expanding and becoming more equal to the left as you descend that right buttock. Good, go back to center and let us change. Cambio cruce las piernas, other side. Again, left arm goes up and I lean and I tilt. You see my left hip came up. Then the elbow and upper arm, tricep turns, pushes against the knee of the right. Turn your navel, turn your spine. My both palms, fingertips on the floor, palms away from the floor. And then now I'm turning, revolving toward my left. And I flare, spread my right ribs first. As my right ribs fill out, then can I release my left buttock also and create more equanimity between both sides of my torso. So this will bring awareness to your back body, this kind of twist, this diagonal twist. The back body will shed some light on it. Good, return back to center. Sit straight and tall. And now we're going to go forward. So I'd like you to turn myself around so you can see me better. So we can change the crossing of the legs, please, one more time. And now let's go forward once again. And this time our right elbow, I'm actually going to show my right elbow, but it will be your left. So my elbow goes to the floor. The hand goes underneath the knee. And I'm lengthening forward. So think going forward first, and then I'm turning. And as I'm turning, I'm bringing my chest not back, but I'm bringing it forward towards that leg that I'm twisting towards. And then this arm comes up. You can open the palm or you can make a fist. And then raise that fist higher up, look towards the ceiling. Twist with me, everybody. Turn. So lower arm pulls, but don't crank so hard. Use the exhalation to turn. Go back to center, release. Back to neutral. On to the other side. Take the right elbow down to the floor, to the center. Hand goes underneath the knee. Left elbow pushes the knee. And then you draw the right ribs in, right shoulder blade in first. Towards the leg that you're turning towards. Same leg. And then the other arm will come up. And you'll lift it. You can keep the palm open or you can make a fist. And look up as you twist, but go forward. Don't lean back, go forward. So it's not this, it's forward and out. Good, come back to center and release. Let's lie down onto our backs, everybody. And then from here, we're going to do a couple of abdominal poses, but even though they may seem abdominal, they actually very good for our back too. Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, bring the arms up. Prasarita, Pras. And then bring your arms overhead. And legs up, perpendicular to the floor. Hook your thumbs. With your thumbs hooked, Spread your toes. Open the balls of the feet. Abdomen descending, receding. As you each exhalation you take place, you release the abdomen towards the spine. Keep the kneecaps firm and pulled. Quadriceps really engaged. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the legs down 30 degrees from 90 to 60. Hold. Keep the lower back touching the floor. So notice you have to monitor. If your lower back starts lifting, you've gone enough. Don't go any farther. Inhale again. Exhale. So if your back starts arching, do not go lower. 60 degrees. Hold. Your thumbs are still pulling. Pulgares, cruzados, estire. Estire bien. Inhale. Back up. And bend your knees and release the feet. Release the arms. Rest for a few moments. Now we're going to do that one more time. This time I would like you to take your block. So find your block. It'll give you something to hold on to. Place it between your feet. All right, so this will actually give you a little bit more sensation between your legs. Don't drop the block, especially if it's wooden, right? If it's heavy, do not drop it, so you have to squeeze it. Change the crossing of your thumbs. Once again, the opposite side. And bring your arms overhead. Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Keep your attention on the block, on your feet. Don't let it slip away. If your attention goes, your block will loosen up and you may fall. All right, so straighten the legs. Inhale. Exhale once again, legs down to 60. Lower back long and on the ground. Lumbar on the floor. Navel back towards the spine. Coccyx long towards the floor, towards the pubis. Inhale again, 45 degrees, hold. Maybe stay here, maybe inhale again and exhale and go down to 30 degrees. Keep extending through the legs. Hold, arms still extended. Inhale all the way up, go through 60 and then 90. And bend the knees, lower the arms, remove your block. Let us turn to our side, everybody. So, what I would like to do next is preparation for Salamba Shirshasana. And from Shirshasana Salamba preparation, those of you who can do the pose, you're going to go up into the pose. And those of you who are still working on just preparatory stage, you stay in preparation. So let us get your blanket if you need it for Shirshasana. And I'm showing the pose from the side, from the profile edge. Now, those of you who are not practicing Shirshasana yet, you may want to just stay in this kind of a low plank and then build up your strength. So you can always just put your elbows down and stay here, and that's enough. And then those of you who want to go farther, you're going to take a few steps. And then maybe stay here. And then everybody else, you're going to lower your head. Keep bringing your shoulders up, lower the head, and to the floor, to the blanket. And walk your legs closer. All right, and now let's, everybody else who is coming up with me, let's lift the legs up. Any way you can, legs straight and slow, or legs with a little kick like this. You can lift the legs this way, or walk the feet closer, and then lift your legs up to 90 degrees. Hold. So this is called Urdhva Dandasana. It's a stage of Shirshasana. You should be able to hold this on the way up and then on the way down. And then bring your legs another 30 degrees up. So now you're at kind of like 75. Keep lengthening the lower back. So what this teaches us is to keep the length in the lumbar, not to arch, not to do banana. And then bring the legs all the way to the alignment. So this kind of rings the bell now, isn't it? The similar work we just did on our back, on the floor, I just asked you to remember it and do it here in Shirshasana. Let's separate our legs slightly, hip width apart, rotate your thighs in, draw your tailbone in towards the front, And then maintaining the equilibrium of the front body, the back body, bring the legs together. Notice that you're not gripping hard the fingers, you're not choking them, or you're not squeezing hard against your head. Instead of pushing your hands into the head, your skull should gently feel in the back of your palms with the skull itself. So there should be a sense of fullness against your palms, not because of you pulling hard with your arms, but your head and the palms are like fitting like a glove into the hand. We're not going to stay very long today, 1 more minute, but I would like you to try to stay down here and come down with me gradually out of the pose. So don't try not to fall out of the pose like a stone. All right, so last 30 seconds, stay with me. And if you're working on the half plank or half Shirshasana, work on that and finish that. Okay, coming down now, guys. Come back halfway. So keep lifting the front of the thighs up, but lower the feet down. Front thighs up, feet down. Urdhva Dandasana. Keep lifting your shoulders. Go down a little bit lower, maybe. Keep lifting the shoulders. And then come all the way down. Touch as slow as you can. And release. Child's pose. Adho Mukha Virasana. Recuperate. Let the weight of the head be completely supported by the surface of the floor. Press the palms and drag up. How's everyone? How did it go? You guys okay? Yeah, Jordan, are you doing it? All right, I'll assume you are. All right, next what I'd like you to do is to release our cervical spine and the neck. We're going to do a handstand, but not a full arm balance. We're going to do a half handstand, like L shape, like this against the wall. So please find your place at the wall. Let's first measure out the place by sitting against it with our feet in Dandasana. So I'm bringing my mat out so my hands can remain on the sticky surface. So once I measured, I keep one of my hands there so I don't lose that spot, you see? So you got to be basically length of the leg away from the wall. From here, I take that short Adho Mukha Svanasana. The idea is not to raise your leg higher than your hips. So put one of your legs up and then slowly come up. Your legs can be bent first and then straighten the legs. Push your shoulder blades away from the front of the room. Keep pressing the thighs up. That's same Urdhva Dandasana here. Let your head hang. Firm your triceps and raise your left leg up first. Keep the hips parallel. Keep reaching up to the top leg. Shoulder blades in. Now lower the leg. Change sides. Second leg. See that the leg doesn't go too far behind you. It stays perpendicular. Push the shoulder blades away from the wall. Abdomen away from the wall. Shoulder blades toward the wall, sorry. Good. Let's walk down the wall. Uttanasana. Crossing those arms. Let your head hang completely. Let loose now. Bring your hands to your pelvis. Inhale to come up. Okay, now we're going to lie down. If you happen to have this wheel, I don't usually use it a lot because not everybody has one at home, but if you have it, it's helpful for those of us, especially if you have stiffer knees. So I like to use this and a block for supported Supta Virasana. We're going for backward extensions. If you don't have the ring, the wheel, you may just use the block instead. Then you can place the block here, whichever height, this height or tall height, so that you have a support. If you have the wheel, it's nice because it opens the chest really well. So let's bring our knees close together. Put the hands in the back of your knees. Push the fingertips into the back of your knees to iron the flesh of the calves and sit down. So I'm sitting on that block now. So it's a raised virasana, slightly elevated. Make sure the roll is not too far. Bring it towards you. Or if you're using the block should go not on your lumbar, it goes on your thoracic, in between your shoulder blades. So it'll be more here if you have a block. Because I have a circle around and it's much bigger, so I'm bringing it to my lumbar and my dorsal. Then from here, let's bring our arms up and then over. The buttocks stay on the block. I cross my arms. Each hand holds the opposite elbow. And then let my head go completely. The arms extend. So this is more like Paryankasana variation, yogi's couch pose variation. It's less of a Supta Virasana. The Supta Virasana is implying that you're fully supine on the floor, where your trunk is actually lying down on the ground. So most of you will not be quite on the ground. Let's stay here for another minute. Change the crossing of your arms if your arms are crossed. So recross in the opposite way. Inhale, lengthen from the armpits to the elbows. Let your head hang, let it go. Notice how the chest is expanding and a block or a circle under your heart is massaging the heart muscle. Indirectly massages our heart. But release our arms out wide, like it's like you're trying to hug the entire room around you. So you're letting now the pectorals expand, horizontal expansion of the chest. And then bring the hands behind your head, similar to like you did in Shirshasana, and slowly lift your head up so it's higher than your chest. Look towards the sternum, then hands come to the front, near your feet, and come up. Remove your roll or block. Remove everything. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Very good. Come onto your hands and knees. Take a little break. All right, so we are going to stretch this part of our leg now, right? So I would like you to go again perpendicular to the wall, but this time turn your mat in such a way so that you can put your knees, or at least one of your knees, against the wall. I'd like you to also use a blanket today on this one. Right, so like this. So you guys can see me okay? Yeah, you can, good. And then, so I'm coming down, and then from here, I'm bringing my fingers to the floor, and I'm bringing my right knee, I'm mirroring you still, so it's going to be a right knee, back, all the way to the wall. So my right knee should touch the wall. If you can see, my foot is like this, upright, yeah? Pointing up. Don't let the foot flex like this, it's pointing. And then the other leg will step forward. And so my hips are squared. Yeah, so it's a little bit like Anjaneyasana, but much more intense. It's a preparation for Kapadaraja Kapotasana, actually. So square the hips. If you have more flexibility, increase the distance between your two legs. So I'm slowly edging my front foot forward, forward, forward. And I'm sinking my pelvis lower. If I have the balance, my arms can come up. If the balance is a little bit shaky today or right now, don't do it. Just stay here and that's enough. You can take one arm up. Otherwise, both arms sink into the pelvis. Head goes back, like we did in Paryankasana or Supta Virasana. And the hands push the wall
So I'm arching my back and I'm letting my head go toward the wall. And it's sinking into my pelvis. Good. You should feel this right in that front of the right hip. Can you feel it? Yeah. Good. Coming back down. Release. Carefully bring the left knee to the floor first, and then the right knee next to the left knee. Have a seat. Vajrasana. Recover for a few moments. Second side. Back to your front, fingertips. And now let's bring our left leg behind. Right leg goes forward, left leg goes back. So you see, I want to get my knee as far back to the wall until it touches the wall. You see, this foot upright. Square the hips and stand. Be careful. You want to be directly hip over the knee. So you don't want to be like this, right? You don't want to be crooked, like a pillar, like a column. Sit up, stand upright. So your trunk is not leaning forward. It's perpendicular. Chest back, shoulders back, head up. Push against your knee in the front, and then you can pump a little bit. Forward, back. Forward, down, and back. And then forward and stay down. Perhaps raise your left arm. Or if that feels good and you are balanced and you're not falling, not going anywhere, keep pushing that back foot against the wall. Raise the other arm up. Arms externally rotate, and then they go to the wall. Lift the chest, head goes back. Feel this front of the left hip, psoas opening. Chest puffs up like a pigeon. Look up and back. Breathe. Good. Slowly release the arm, and then the leg in the front. And then the second knee comes along. Have a seat. Recover for a few moments. All right. So now we're going to turn the mat around. We'll come back to the same orientation as before. I'm moving the blanket out of the way. Bhekasana. So first one leg at a time. Turn your left arm in, catch the inside of the right foot, catch it from the inside. Careful not to let the knee go out. Rotate that in with the hand catching the knee. Push the palm against your leg and bring your foot toward your hip. Look forward, square your chest forward. Now pump your foot a few times. And then hold it. Chest up. If you can, for those of you more advanced practitioners, bring your left hand back in line with your shoulder, push into your palm, lift your elbow any amount, like Cobra, Bhujangasana. This will increase the intensity of the pull, of the stretch. Look up and release. Good. On to the other side. Now, left leg reaches back, bend the knee, catch the inside of the ankle. Bring the palm of the fingers, point the same direction if possible. Pump your foot a couple of times, ankle. Try not to twist your ankle, keep it parallel with the rest of your leg. Hold, tailbone in. Again, you can stay here. This is fairly enough. It's for most of us, it's enough. If you want to go further and you're more limber and you have the strength to push up with one arm, try it. This is more challenging. It's like Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, arm. The other leg is Ardha Bhekasana, half a frog. Look up and release. Rest for a few moments, forearms crossed. Good. Now, both of the arms and legs at the same time. We'll finalize the pose. If you're feeling this is already enough, just repeat again, right leg up and then the second leg up. I'm bending both of my knees, my feet come apart. Tailbone in. I reach simultaneously with both of my hands. Find the inner edges of my ankles and keep my knees close. And then push down into my feet and lift my chest up. Arms are like chaturanga, you see. It's very connected to chaturanga. Push the feet, lift the chest.
Knees will pop up, chest will come up. Breathe. The knees will come apart for most of us. And release. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take downward dog. Let the spine be neutral and long. Come onto your hands and knees. Take one of your blankets, which you have somewhere back there behind you. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana now. For this, I'd like to use the belt. So find your belt and make sure it has a loop. If it doesn't, go ahead and make it now. Diameter about your hips or maybe your shoulders if you're a little stiffer. Okay, so the blanket I use actually just for my hip. So I'm going to leave the belt there. Start with downward dog. And I bring my left leg forward first. And I flex this foot. And I sit back down here. So this blanket is only for my hip. It's only for my front hip. This foot should be flexed to protect the knee, and it can be a little bit back, right? Well, even though the full pitch of this, the shin is parallel with the front of the mat. So from here, roll, turn the back of the thigh from outside in, and square your hips. You want to bring this hip forward as much as you can, right? And from here, the back leg, knee, needs to bend, and you bring the foot up. Now you take that belt. Find the loop, lasso the loop around your top of your foot. Once you've done that, the arm like Gomukhasana action. So rotate your upper arm in. It's like the Shirshasana action, Gomukhasana top arm. Lift the chest. And then this foot, the leg has to press back, has to resist. So now it's not like Bekasana. Bekasana, we were bringing the foot in. Now it's like at the beginning when we had the leg at the wall, remember? And you were doing this action. So now, square your hips. If this is already enough for you, you stay here with one arm on the floor in front, and the other arm is behind holding the belt. A bit more advanced practitioners. Look up. Keep squeezing your outer right hip forward. Take the other arm up. Meet the strap. Perhaps walk the hands a little bit closer to your foot. Let the foot come towards you a little closer, and then push the foot back to open the chest. Let your head fall back. And then using the belt, walk the hand a little bit closer to the foot. Maybe touch the big toe. And the other arm goes forward. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Good, release. Let go of the foot. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to move the blanket onto the other side. Step the right leg forward. So we're repeating everything on the other side. Left leg rotates in, square your hips. So first be upright. So you don't want to lean forward. Be upright. Bring that outer left hip in. Rotate it in so the front of the thigh is facing the floor. It's not turning out like this. You want it to face down towards the floor. Good, then bend the back leg. Bring the loop belt around the foot. Careful with the arm action. Rotate your upper arm in externally from outside in. The other arm on the floor, like Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Push the leg up and away from the chest. And it can resist, create resistance. So the strap should be quite tight. So lift the chest. This is enough for you to stay here. Next step, the other arm goes up, reaches behind, finds the strap. So now my both arms are holding the belt. Turn the upper arms in, head back. Maybe walk the hand a little bit closer. The left arm should try to catch. So the same arm catches the foot. It goes towards the foot. The other arm goes forward once again. Breathe. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Keep the spine as parallel as you can. It's asymmetrical pose, so that's the challenge. And release carefully the leg. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come onto your heads and knees. Child's pose. Knees are close together and feet are together. Recover for a few moments, please, everybody. Then come back up and take Adho Mukha Svanasana with your thumbs touching, and as well as your feet touching. So it's a narrow distance between both the hands and the feet. And this should lengthen and create more width and space across your lower lumbar, as well as the sacroiliac. Create space there, front thighs press back. Let your spine lengthen, let your head hang. Walk the legs in. So now I'm going to turn this way so you can see me. Uttanasana, but also partial Uttanasana. So from here, I'm going to take one arm on the outside of my knee. The other arm goes beside it. It can be on the block, or it can be just on the floor. So let's bring your right hand outside of your left leg. And then careful not to swing your hips to the side. So you don't want to turn your hips. You spiral and you turn your torso. And bring your chest, bring your nostril, your right nostril, towards that left kneecap. Keep the front of the thighs engaged and picked up. Keep the kneecaps lifted. Look for a release across the sacral band. Good, come back to center. On to the other side. Left hand catches the outside of the right knee, or calf rather. Left hand outside, right hand. Inhale, exhale. Again, also watch that you don't shift your weight to the one leg. So you want to keep both legs equally standing. Press into the floor equally. Release your neck, spiral your spine from right to left towards that straight leg. Back to center. And now pigeon toe your feet. Let the toes, big toes touch. Dedos gordos juntos. Talones separados. And then cross your arms and fold your elbows. Last thing, parallel your feet and move your buttocks to the wall. So you at least be 30 centimeters away from the wall with your heels. Talones más lejos. Isquiones contra el pared. Lift your buttocks as high as you can. And then extend your arms as far forward as you can. And keep walking the hands. No amount is enough. Keep moving, but don't detach your buttock bones from the wall. So this should release. So this it's like traction Uttanasana, tilted. Keep walking the hands farther forward to release your spine. Good. Hands to the wall and come up. And I'm going to pause the class for those of you who are watching live, guys, so that you don't lose it. And I'm going to come right back. So don't go away. I'm just going to reconnect and start over. Those of you who came up, we're going to prepare for Salamba Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. So please get your blankets. Okay, so everybody else, we're back. Salamba Sarvangasana, shoulder stand is next. Also, you may do Setubandha Sarvangasana, supported bridge pose. Because I demonstrated the shoulder stand several times, I'm not going to demonstrate it now. I will instead demonstrate Setubandha. So if you don't know how to set up for bridge Setubandha, I'm showing it now, and then later on I will go up with the shoulder stand. So I have a blanket double folded. I like to use the strap for my upper thighs. I put it just below my pubis. Then from here, I lie back with the shoulders on the blanket, with my skull off the blankets. I raise my pelvis up. Pardon for the music next door. My neighbors just put some music. And then from here, you hold the sides of your sticky mat Okay, let's stay here. Turn your upper arms under. You can choose to stay here with the legs bent, or you may want to straighten one leg only and see how that goes. And then the other. Or both legs. Vipada, Viparita Dandasana. Both legs are straight. Those of you who are doing shoulder stand, you of course are going to go up into Sarvangasana, which I'm going to do next myself. Kantu Halasana first. If you are going up into shoulder stand, press the upper arms into the floor, palms against your back, and come up. Straighten your legs upwards toward the ceiling. Bring your chest towards your chin, not the other way around. So you want to bring your chin into the chest. Relax your jaw. Barbilla relaja. Pecho arriba. Lengthen the trunk. Lift everything up. Ascend towards the ceiling. Hacia el techo. Una línea recta. One straight line, everything. Keep 4 corners of your kneecaps firm, pulled in. Relax the throat, relax the sides of your neck and your temples. Generally, you want to look at the center of the chest in this pose, unless you have low blood pressure. When the low blood pressure is there, you look higher towards your feet, which actually helps to normalize our blood pressure, at least for some period of time. So those of you with the tendency to have lower blood pressure, you want to look higher, up. With the higher blood pressure, please look down. Healthy, also look down. One moment. Good. We're going to lower our feet slowly. And if you didn't get a chance to practice this in Shirshasana, you can also practice this in here in Sarvangasana, which is a little easier. Come halfway down. Maybe bring it back up. And one more time, bring it halfway down. And then a little bit lower. Keep resisting the front thighs. And then slowly touch the floor. Take the arms overhead. Slowly roll out of the pose. Keep looking back at the wall behind you. Bend your knees. Rest for a few moments. We're going to slide back so your shoulders come on the floor. Same level as your head, neck. Let the arms expand sideways like this, like a shape of a cross. Bring the legs up. Jatara Parivartanasana, bring the legs to the right. Keep looking to your left. Keep pressing your left shoulder blade, the left shoulder and chest toward the floor. You can bring the other hand to the outside of the knee to help it stay close to the first knee. Exhale into your twist. And inhale, return the legs back up. And now the other side. So legs now go to your left. And your arm and chest still, right arm and chest still faces the ceiling and stays on the floor as close as possible. Don't let it puff up like this. Then the other hand can help gently Apply a little bit more pressure and weight on top of the first leg. Exhale, release. If you still have a blanket or two under your lower back, remove your blankets out to the side, please. Now, so you have your back completely flat on the floor. Then let's find the belt. Supta Parangushtasana is next. So you're going to elevate your right leg, bend your right knee up, and then place the strap on the arch of your foot. Straighten the leg completely. So you're not pulling so much toward your face, but more into the hip socket. Estire la pierna hacia el suelo. La cabeza de femur adentro. The left thigh presses down also. Well, let's take the same leg out to the side. Supta Parangushtasana lateral. Keep the other leg straight and undisturbed where it was, please. Bring the right leg back up. Release the leg, change sides. Now the left leg is upright, perpendicular. Press the front of the thigh away from you. Pull the leg down into the socket, into the hip. So you're keeping the leg perpendicular. And then take the leg into one arm and take it to the side. I'm stuck here at the wall, so I need to turn a little bit this way. So I'm able to take my leg lower. Bring the leg slowly back up and release it. I'd like to finish today with some seated pranayama. So please take you a couple of blankets. Fold them as much as you need to fold them, and make it as high as you need to. Make a comfortable seat. Today I'd like to sit against the wall. So there's a little bit less work for the body. I don't have to worry about my posture, but at least the wall will remind me if I start slouching, that means my shoulders are not touching the wall, I need to go back. All right, so position yourself, sit up straight and tall. So you want your shoulder blades touching the wall, as well as your sacrum also. Coccyx y los omoplatos. También. Toque el pared. Palms can be like this. Manos puede ser aquí, baja, or palmas mirando arriba. Whichever one is more comfortable for you. Please inhale, and as you exhale, the chin tilts down towards the chest, yet the chest has to continue rising. Sube el pecho, abre el pecho. Ujjayi pranayama. Ujjayi breath here, with the head please down. The reason why we put our head down is that so we don't allow too much prana to flow into our head, because that's not so good, not recommended seated pranayama. So maintain that posture, the shoulders pulled back, and gently deepen your next inhalation. Inhala más lente, más profundo. Once the breath reaches the top, exhale slowly to the bottom. Exhale. Navel to the spine as you exhale. Take several normal breaths now. Algo respiraciones regular, natural. Check your posture, comprobar si estás en una línea recta, con espalda recta. Inhala y exhala otra vez. Barbilla baja, el pecho arriba. Ujjayi, inhala. See that you don't create rigidity in your chest. It should be elastic. It needs to expand as your breath comes in, and then stop. At some point you feel you're reaching your limit. Don't go past your limit. Exhale, exhale. Pause. Go back to your normal breath. The head may go up to neutral during the normal few inhalations, exhalations. One more time, inhale, and allow your head to tilt.
towards your heart, like you're looking at the sternum, at the heart, to beat the person inside. Inhale, Ujjayi, smooth, soft, steady inhalation. Once the breath reaches the top, you let the breath percolate for a few moments. You turn it around and you take a long, smooth, peaceful exhalation. Notice the expansiveness of the chest on the in breath, expanding all circumference of the chest, and then gentle closing in on the exhale. Once the breath is over, and you let your head float up. If you need to rest your neck, because the neck can get tired by pushing your head down constantly. Relax for a few moments. And then we have one more, last one. Una última vez, inhala. Y exhala todo. Empty your lungs hasta los pulmones están vacíos. Inhala lente, profundamente. Ujjayi. Hasta lleno. Exhala todo lente, tanto cuando inhala. The head rises, let your eyes open slowly. Shavasana. Let us lie down on our back to recuperate for a few minutes. You may take one of your blankets to support the back of your head and neck. Sit down first and then recline back onto your elbows and then onto your shoulders. Lift your head and gently pull it up to lengthen the back of your neck and release it. Then allow the legs to stretch out and then lengthen on the floor. Let's bring our palms together above our head. With your palms above our head, rub your palms very vigorously and energetically. Make your palms warm, very warm to your touch. Keep rubbing. Now, once they feel hot, cuando está calor, put them on top of your eyes and on top of your forehead. Cubre tu frente, tus ojos. Gently, don't push. Just let them touch. And feel the warmth of the hands, letting the brain fall back and relax under the warmth of your hands. Once you feel that the hands are no longer so warm, they're losing the heat, you slowly let your palms slide down at your sides. Shavasana. Relax everything, relaja todo, todas las extremidades, todas partes, tu mente, tu cuerpo. Bring your senses inward to see the person within. Look into the inner spaces of your body. The body is like a universe upon itself. It is also called the City of Nine Gates. Ciudad de nueve puentes, gates, puertas. Keep relaxing, keep letting go everything. Letting go of any worries inside your mind, Anything that doesn't serve you, doesn't improve your life, think those nagging thoughts that cannot be helped, that cannot, change anything. Let it all go. Nothing matters right now but this moment, here and now. Ser aquí y ahora. Be here and now. In this fragment of time. Para salir Shavasana, vamos a hacer pequeños movimientos con tus manos, dedos de manos, de pie. Gently move your toes, your fingers to prepare to come out. With your eyes still closed, let's bend our legs and slowly roll into the right shoulder side. And just remain there for a bit longer. Gently open your eyes, looking down toward the floor, push down to come up. Let's join our palms together in one silent Om with sense of gratitude for ability to be able to practice, even though we're still locked up in our homes, for this knowledge of practice of yoga that was passed down to us by our teachers and to those teachers by their teachers before them. This is known as parampara. Parampara is a disciplic succession, which is very important to have an unbroken line for purity of knowledge. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Muchas gracias todos. Thanks for joining me today in my home and for your practice. Gracias por compartir su práctica conmigo. See you next week. I'm also teaching on Tuesday, Thursdays, Saturdays, my own classes, and you're welcome to join me if you'd like to. Let me know. Take care.